Hey guys, it's Maya and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about how I film and edit my YouTube videos. I'm going to be talking about my filming equipment, editing software, showing you guys how I edit, and also giving you guys some tips and advice at the end of this video. Let's jump right in with filming equipment. When people think about filming videos, they immediately imagine all the expensive cameras and equipment they need, but in reality, you can film perfectly good videos with just your phone. I started my channel filming with my phone and I still do to this day. If you have a camera, that's great, but in the meantime, don't worry about getting one if you have something that does drop. Whether you're using a phone or a camera, make sure your filming settings are good and video stabilization is on. If you don't have that option, there are many tripods that come with stabilization and which I think are worth looking into. The tripods I use don't have any because my phone does. My main tripod is a tall one that comes with a ring light. I use this for videos I film at home, and the extra lighting often comes in really handy and can make your videos look better. My second tripod is this smaller one. I can easily hold it or quickly set it up, and I often take this with me when I'm filming in public or when I'm going on vacation and I don't want to lug a giant tripod around with me. I also try to have all the links to everything I mentioned in the description. Now for editing equipment, I edit all my videos on my laptop here. I'll put the name of it on the screen. I like it because it's fast and easy to carry around, but the big downside of it is the battery. It can barely go 30 minutes without dying, so if you're looking to get a laptop, don't get this one. Maybe they released the new version by now, I don't know. Next, a USB-C cord is an essential because this is how I send my videos from my phone to my laptop, and it's also really convenient because this is the type of charger that my phone uses, so I just have plenty of these lying around the house. And for my editing software, I use FILMORA 13, which is the newest version of FILMORA that recently came out. FILMORA is also sponsoring this video, and I think they're the perfect option for video editing whether you're a beginner or someone already more experienced. My first YouTube video was edited with their software, and so were all my videos leading up to today, including this video. They are a paid editing software, but I think it's totally worth that, especially if you're going to be doing YouTube for a long time. I bought their software for my first video knowing I'd use it long term, and here I am, still on YouTube, still using FILMORA. Now let's get started and open the program. I'll be taking you through my whole process of editing a YouTube video, step by step, as well as showing you guys some useful FILMORA features along the way. The first thing I do once I open a new project, kind of like a step 0, is import all my files and footage. I'm going to be editing a video I filmed on vacation, which is already posted, so you can go check that out after this video. Next, I make a new folder and import this file I have with a collection of memes, sound effects, little random assets that I use in my videos. And the third folder I make is to import anything extra I might need for this specific video. Step 1 is the intro. I like to do a little preview at the beginning of my videos, so I add the music I want as well as my channel intro. When I finish editing, I'll go through the video and select some clips to copy and paste into the intro, but for now we continue on to the next step. Step 2 is the rough cut. I put my clips into the timeline and start cutting. FILMORA works perfectly as a video trimmer to cut or trim your videos easily. When I import each clip, I'll add some saturation, which is a personal preference. You can also use FILMORA's AI color palette feature if you have an exact vibe you're trying to go for. And if you wish there was a way to cut your video quicker, a feature that I think many would find really useful is the text-based editing. It basically gives you a transcript of everything you were saying, so you can just cut out the silences, the pauses very easily like that. And also, there is silence detection. We can adjust these, like the minimum duration of the silence, which I'm gonna probably keep at this, and how loud it gets. I'm gonna click analyze, and it shows us where all the silences are. Let's click finish and replace, and boom, all our footage is cut, the silence is deleted. This is another really easy way to cut or trim your videos a lot faster. And I'll go through all my footage like this, adding the music as I go. Music really sets the mood, so be sure to choose tracks that match the vibe of your video. For vlogs, genres like jazz or lo-fi beats often work well. I have a subscription for Epidemic Sound, which is where I find my music. I'll link it down below. But if you don't want to pay for a subscription and you're scared of using random copyright-free songs because you don't know if they're actually copyright-free and you might get copyrighted anyways, that happened to me plenty of times, but that's why I love FILMORA's AI music generator option that creates custom royalty-free music that fit the mood, theme, and style you need. It's definitely a game changer from the constant copyright many YouTubers experience. And there's also something called Smart Background Music Generation, which if we'll start this, it'll basically check what the vibe of the video is and generate something that matches. Yay, it generated the music. And as you can see here, the clips are very aesthetic, chill looking, beachy vibes. So let's see if the music that was generated matches the theme of my video. I think that works really well. It really fits the vibes I was going for, and I think I'm definitely going to be using this feature way more often. Imagine if our footage actually extended farther, but the song ends right here. We could actually go over here on audio stretch and just simply stretch it out to where we need it to be. Maybe a little longer than that, and I'm going to cut it off here. Basically, the audio stretch stretches it out without any awkward cuts or pauses. Like that, you can have any song long enough to match the duration of your video. Also, if you ever want to make the music quieter on the parts where you are talking, like these clips, we can simply select your footage, go to adjust audio, and scroll down until you see audio ducking. This will lower the sound of the background music, and you can choose how much quieter you want it to be. I'm gonna do the same thing for these clips. Go to adjust audio, scroll down for auto ducking, and make it quieter. And I will occasionally add other elements during this rough cut step, but I usually save it all for the second edit, which is where I add all the text overlays, sound effects, transitions, crops, and other elements. Adding these makes your video even more fun to watch and helps your creativity shine through the screen to the viewer. Here are some of my favorite things to do and add in the second edit. I like to add text. I have a lot of saved custom texts, so I'm gonna write what I'm saying. I said the cover is so beautiful. And to make a custom text, it's really easy. You just go on literally any text, perhaps change up some things like the fonts and the size, the position of the text, and then you're just gonna save it as a custom. That's how I have all of these. And since I'm talking about the cover of a book, I'm also going to add that cover, resize it, and put it in a corner. And so that I don't have to type every single thing like I did over here by myself, I can just select my clips and do speech to text, which will generate some auto captions for me. And here we have it. Now I don't have to type anything myself thanks to the auto captions. Another feature I love to use are keyframes. I want to add a zoom in to this part, so I'm gonna go over here, head on to keyframing. This is our first keyframe, and we're gonna have the zoom in be somewhere here. We're gonna go on scale and scale it up, and also change the position to a little higher towards my face. And we got that keyframe automatically added over there, and as you can see, it zooms in. You can also use keyframes for objects like pictures and different assets, like this Earth Shredder book cover. We can add a keyframe, let's put in the beginning, and let's kind of make it pop up in a way. We're gonna make it larger. As you can see, it kind of pops up. Another thing I use really often are transitions. Here are my favorited ones, and we're gonna use the fast wipe right for this one. I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter, and as you can see, it wipes to the right like so. And I think I want a sort of whoosh sound effect, so I'm gonna head on over to AI sound effects and type in the one I want and generate it. This will create a sound effect for me, and I think this is so cool because you can basically type anything and it'll generate a sound effect. Okay, as you can see, it has generated 3, so let's listen to them all. They do sound very cinematic, like they'd be better for a cinematic project, but I do like the first one the best. After the second edit, I usually do one final watch through or run through just to make sure I didn't miss anything in the editing process, but mostly because I'm proud of how it turned out and I want to watch it again. If you ever notice your footage is a bit blurry or a bit bad quality, you can use the AI video enhancer to make the footage clearer, especially when it comes to facial features. And now it's time to return to the intro, which is both the first and final step of my editing process. I copy and paste clips from my video and add a text overlay. This video is inspired by one of my favorite shows, H2O, Just Add Water. I made a vlog inspired by it, so that's what I'm writing in the intro, and I make sure that the clips and music encompass that vibe, and that's it. I'll go ahead and click export, and these are my export settings. That's how I film and edit my YouTube videos. I'll have the software I use linked down below, so make sure to check out FILMORA 14 to make your own videos. And now I want to answer some commonly asked questions, give you guys a few tips. One of the most commonly asked questions is, how long does it take to edit a video? This really depends on how much footage you have, what type of video it is, and how much work you're putting into the editing. If you're doing simple editing, that would obviously be a lot faster than if you were to go hard and try and make it really detailed. I like to go for somewhere in between where the editing still looks good but it doesn't take forever. Overall for me, I'd say 3 to 10 hours. It really depends, but occasionally it will take even longer than that, especially if it's a really long video. Like recently I did a speaking Russian for 24 hours video that took ages to edit because I was going hard with the editing, and I also had to translate every single word that me and my siblings said like in the whole video. I don't know if I'd want to go through that again, but it definitely took over 10 hours to edit, probably closer to 15 or maybe even higher, but the usual is 3 to 10 hours, kind of in the middle, like around 6 hours I'd say. And a tip to help you edit faster is don't stop to rewatch what you already edited. I used to be guilty of this, so I know it's tempting, but you just have to keep going, keep editing, and then you can rewatch everything once everything is done, because otherwise you'll just be wasting too much time rewatching the parts you edited instead of continuing editing. Tip number 2 is don't forget to save your progress as you edit. You don't have to save after every click or cut you make, but don't wait hours in between. Next tip is just to sit down and take some time to explore your video editing software. Many have so many cool features that would be so helpful. And last tip is to learn keyboard shortcuts. These can be really useful and overall save you time while you're editing. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions concerning editing or whatnot, feel free to comment down below. I'll try to answer them, or maybe someone else who knows the answer to your question will answer. Subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And don't forget to check out FILMORA. Bye!